Please click the thumbs up, like, and subscribe, and the bell notification. Thank you. Please click the thumbs up, like, and subscribe, and the bell notification. Thank you.
All right. Bless upon yourself, people. Blessings and respect. And thank you for your patience as we sort out the initial technical difficulties. Again, their appliances, essentially, they're machines, and machines need maintenance. And there's no machine out there that, functions at optimal level and standard all the time, including you. Including all owner. None owner function at optimum standard all the time, okay? Yeah, Kimberly Angel, big up, blessings and respect, people, manners and blessings and thing. Ragashanti live and Tim just wants to greetings to one and all. Enough respect and blessings and thing. We're there. We is our day here. Big up on yourself. We want to look at housekeeping thing real quickly before. It's not really housekeeping, it's really content, Zion, yeah, man, you can't get that, Zion. Don't worry yourself, man. See, you can't get that. Cheryl Bliss said last night's show was on fire. It sure was, though. A whole lot happened, though. Show did nice last night, for real. Talking about last night, the initial discussion we had regarding the Clancy lady trial. I'm just going to deal with this real quick. Many of you misunderstood something. Well, not many. A few of you who, who. No, Munchie, you have to listen back yesterday show. Go over YouTube and listen it. TamFam TV. You know what? When you have time tomorrow, listen back yesterday show. Yesterday show did nice. It did wassy pepper. Yeah, Scotch bonnet pepper nice, All right. But so yesterday when we had that initial conversation regarding the lady in Massachusetts who unalived her 3 children and attempted to commit suicide after. And the argument from the defense is that she was suffering from a severe case of post-traumatic. I'm blanking out right now. Depression after having a child, right? Right? Depression after having a postpartum depression after having a child. Okay. And I repeatedly made mention that that is actually a serious, severe thing, I also said that there's no way men can understand it. I also said that I think it would be disingenuous of people to say that she wasn't experiencing some form of postpartum depression. Well, whether it's postpartum or not, I think that something was going with her, Unfortunately, well, not unfortunately, but interestingly, some of you misinterpreted all that I said there to say that I was saying that she should be excused from killing the children. I think some of you equated my saying, I think she legit was suffering from a serious form of depression when she killed her children, right? Some of you interpreted that I was saying, yeah, she must get away. And I wasn't saying that. I know some of you think that. I just want to be clear that I wasn't saying that. Right? Wait the 1 second. Right. So I just want to be clear. I wasn't saying that. And before we get in our little right. Before we get in our little entertainment and with drama and things like that. Let me just carry you through. Let me explain this. Let me just give you an insight into the way the courts work with the law, right? So most lay persons, them just, most people just go off of feelings, right? Them not really go off of evidence and things. Most people don't go off of feelings. Then, I mean, we understand, if a dressmaker or a designer make clothes and pay attention to all kind of detail. When you go in at the store, just to point and say, so that shirt there would have look nice if we wear go so and so. You don't know the details going into making the thing, right? You don't know the details going to what a nurse does. You don't know the details going to what a mason does. You just know that a Tyler look good or it look good or whatever. It's the same thing with the law, right? So one of the things I want you to appreciate is the following. All right, follow me now a little bit, right? Okay. Context. We all have some sense of what civilization is. We all have some sense of what a civilized society is. We all have some sense of what order in a civilized society is, right? We have some sense of that, right? We generally don't get into we don't think about the structures that comprise a civilized society. But a civilized society must necessarily be based on rules. Rules, right? That is the essence of a civilized society. It's going to have concepts and things and principles and things. But those concepts and principles and whatever, they're rules, right? It's the same thing for the law. The law is really about rules, right? The law is really about rules. You have all these rules that, you have to adhere to in order to maintain the civility of a civilized society, right? So you have to have rules, okay? Within those rules, one of the things that I think we all can agree is that in general, people not supposed to honor live people, right? We all agree with that. Say you can't just get up and go honor somebody, so right? That is an assumption, a premise, right? So there are all these assumptions and premises that underlie rules, right? A good way to appreciate that is like you say, if you come up to a traffic light and the traffic light say red, right? What you supposed to do when the traffic light say? You're supposed to stop. That is the rule. But underlying the traffic light saying red is an assumption, a premise, right? And that assumption is when you stop, if you obey and stop at the red, that will, what are the assumptions? That would reduce the probability that you'd have accident. It will reduce the probability that somebody going and get licked down. It saves lives. Those are assumptions, right? Those are assumptions. So you may just obey the rule, You must stop a traffic light. So most people know what the rule is. Most people don't really think about the assumptions and the premise that led to the enactment of the rule or the assumptions that underlie the rule, right? So if you have a traffic light in a New York City and you drive up to a traffic light now and go, so boom, and you stop and whatever, because you say, a whole heap of car stop, and when the whole heap of car stop, a whole heap of them go whatever. So the assumption that establishes order and that the order establishes safety and reduces the probability of an accident and whatever, that you can say that is valid. A traffic light in Manhattan with the assumption, we're grounded, that is valid. However, if you put a traffic light in our rural area where only 2 cars there out of the whole town, right? And you put the traffic light there and thing, and no road don't even there and thing or whatever. And then if somebody drive through the traffic light, you give them a ticket now. The assumption that underlies that traffic light in that location is quite likely, if you're going to say, oh, it saves lives, that assumption is faulty. You know, the premise is faulty, all right? Virgo, September 6th, birthday twin. Big up yourself, me see you. Oh, our birthday I come up, Do remember, I'll be here playing music on Sunday, September 6th on my birthday. All right, so cool. All right, seeing? So you have the same rule. The same, come on to remember this, you know, because I'm going to get to something with it. So you have the same rule in 2 different locations. The traffic light, and it's a red, you stop. And you have a premise and an assumption will underlie the existence, the establishment and the existence and the maintenance of the traffic light in Manhattan. And you can say, that valid, you know, traffic light save lives in Manhattan, you know. But if you go in one place, you know, the same traffic light with the same red and thing and whatever, in some place in Alaska, when a car and a driver, you just go put up one traffic light there, and then you want to come lock up people who drive through the traffic light. When no other vehicle not there, for the whole day, for the whole week, no other vehicle not drive over there. So somebody I say, yo, what's the logic that led to the establishment of that traffic light there? Why are we keeping it there? What's the assumption, you know, in terms of the role of the traffic light? And then if them go say, no, it saves life, people will be like, seriously? But it's the same rule. So the rule is the same. It's what is going on in terms of whether or not you break the rule. At this, some deliberations take place, and at this, you start examining the premise and the assumptions that underlie the rule. Okay? All right. Back to Lindsay Clancy now, who unalived her 3 children. And when she did so, one was 8 months, one was 3-year-old, and one was 5-year-old. A little pitney them. Follow me now. In a civilized society, there is a rule that people not supposed to kill people. You can't just get up and go kill somebody. So I am willing to bet that most of you agree with that rule. Right? So that are the first macro level rule. You go down in a rule now. But in a same vein, you know, along the line where people not supposed to kill people, included in that is parents not to kill them children. Right? We can assume that, right? Parents, you're not allowed to go just kill your children. Boom, we are go down the line, right? We can have an assumption, a premise now to say, not only parents not supposed to kill them children, but parents must not kill their small children. I'm telling you how the law work, you know. So, right there, so now the law would have said, yeah, give it that children, small children are helpless and dependent on adults and things like that. An infant at 8-month-old is definitely, is totally at the mercy of the adults that are taking care of them. You can understand then if the law would have say, in an effort to provide extra protection for children, we're going to have a special rule to protect them even more than big children, right? The law may even go further and say, for the purposes of this law, we will define children as a child as, right? So you find say a lot of legislation do that. Like many of you deal with immigration, right? And immigration treat them say, you know, a child is defined as bam, 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 under 21. But them say for certain immigration benefits, you have to be under 18 or not, but you're defined as a child if you're under 21, right? But for certain of them, the child has to be under 18. So you have these rules and these exceptions, right? But all of them rules they have some sort of justification, assumption, premise that define the rule. Again, most people pay attention to the rule. Them don't really think much about the justification or the assumption or the premise that underlies, that informs the rule. So following now, people not supposed to kill people. Parents not supposed to kill their children. Oh, and because a 30-year-old is also a child, and if you have a 28-year-old and a 30-year-old for parents who are still alive, they're considered children. Oh, we want to make a distinction about which children we're making, right? So you find, say, in some tort law, I have to keep this simple so everybody can understand. You find, say, in some civil law, for example, there are certain rules that apply to children of a certain age. Right? You have rules, from 14 down, you have some from 7 down, and things like that, right? So the rule may say, people never kill people. But if you kill a child who's supposed to get extra protection, that is even more severe for you, you do that, right? So it goes. Someone not familiar with the way the law makes provisions to protect the vulnerable. And very often, two of the constituencies that fall under that rubric is children and the elderly. Y'all are familiar with that, right? So if we say nobody not fi kill nobody, right? Parents not fi kill them children. And we are defining children now as younger children too, right? Right? So if we are say, yeah, and when we say children here, we are referring to children under, say, 10-year-old and down, right? Boom. Worse, all of these kids were like 5-year-old and down. So it follows then that they should be protected. Okay? So when these things happen, people, when the judge and when the judge and the jury, the prosecution, the defense ever said the person, never do so and so and whatever, them not guilty or whatever the case may be. And the prosecution has said them guilty and whatever, and the jury has listed the evidence, and the judge has make sure say everything are run the way it's supposed to run and all them something there. And if the person is found guilty, then the judge has to determine the sentence, and the judge may not have no flexibility if it said a person is in a 3-strike situation, and the law said from the 3rd strike you have to give them certain sentence. The judge not have no flexibility and a leeway there. So, but there are times when the judge, have flexibility to determine how many years I'm gonna give and whatever, and what are the mitigating circumstances in determining your sentence and whatever. That is how the game is played, right? So, with Lindsay Clancy now, the question going to become, she unalive her children, right? And the defense is saying, yeah, but she never responsible for what she do. She never know what she do. Funny enough, when I'm paying, may I take note of what someone thought I was saying yesterday. I brother, again, I'm not follow up all of the details of the case. But the prosecution brought on somebody yesterday, I think it was, or the day before, who basically said, listen to this. He said, and this is a mental health professional, he said, yes, she was clinically depressed. And his reference is like, no, she was clinically depressed. And again, clinical depression different from regular depression. Not for many of us will go through, we get depressed and we're down days and it's not a good day and all this stuff and whatever. We all go through that, right? But clinical depression, it's a medical issue, and the severity of a clinical depression is markedly different from regular depression. And some forms of clinical depression, can play a role in people behaving, conducting themselves in ways that are outside the norm, right? So that is what the defense is contending, right? Now, if we say the law say people not fi kill people, and the law say parents definitely not fi kill them helpless children, then the question is there room, one, within the law, and two, in terms of what happened to Lindsay Clancy, in terms of what she got through, to absolve her thoroughly, to just set her free. Because she do this thing, and she really don't even know, say, she do it. And when the court go through a process, it's referred to as judicial review. That is the determination they are going to make from the evidence presented. Now, one of the things we learn in law school is that them need the evidence presented, but juries go by them feelings too, right? Juries go by different things too, they may factor in the evidence, but all kinds of things. But trust me, we black people know about that, right? In terms of, evidence don't mean shit sometimes when there are other sociocultural factors at work. With juries, we know about Emmett Till, we know about Dred Scott, we know about Plessy versus Ferguson, for those of you who are not familiar with some of the law, one thing, right? So, when these determinations are taking place, just so you know, for example, when the Supreme Court is dealing with constitutional issues here in the United States, they have standards that they use. One is called strict scrutiny, one is called intermediate scrutiny, and the other is called rational basis scrutiny. I'm not going to get into that. You don't need to know all of those stuff, and I'm not going to bore you with. I find fascinating. I'm a lawyer, and all lawyers, we're familiar with these things when it comes to constitutional law. But you can check them out if you want, right? The highest one is strict scrutiny. Right under strict scrutiny, you have intermediate scrutiny. Right under intermediate scrutiny, you have what is called rational basis scrutiny, right? And I'm giving you examples of levels of analyses used to judge constitutional issues, right? The other thing that so these are tests, right? So these are particular tests. Courts, judges on courts in general, whether an appeals court, the Supreme Court, district court, and trial court, they apply tests. They have tests that they apply to determine if such and such fulfills the requirement, whatever prongs, they're under the test to say this person should be absolved, or this person is, definitely did not suffer this thing, and they're entitled to an insanity defense and what. They have tests. So the judge is going to apply some sort of test to her. But this is a jury trial. So depending on what the jury find, if the jury says she's not guilty, there have to be like a significant procedural error or a procedural breach for the judge to say, despite the jury's verdict, given the procedural breach, we have to declare a mistrial. The Vibes Cartel case was a brilliant example of that, right? Right at the end, after years of doing the case and whatever, whoever it was, man, I get tonight, But somebody set it up beautifully and put the court in a catch-22 where a procedural breach occurred where the judge must say mistrial and done. But when them reach the point that the judge decide to go ahead and think, I don't know the rest of it, because the UK Privy Council said, no, him shouldn't go ahead and whatever. But somebody set it that way there. Me not get in that part, then my business. Me just talk about the case, right? So for a judge to throw out a jury verdict, like something have to happen in the process of the thing for the judge say, we can't go ahead because justice wasn't served here. But in general, judges go with what the jury say. And after the jury say guilty or not guilty, the judges then determine what the sentence should be. And when they're making that determination, what the sentence should be, that is when they apply their analyses to, with some form of test, some form of thing that take the evidence into consideration. And that may lead to absolution. That may lead to saying, let go the person. Or that may mean to say, all right, ordinarily you are, somebody found guilty of this particular event that the jury just did. We're looking at 5 to 25 years. That's the range. But given what the evidence and whatever, we're going to give the minimum and give the 5 years. Or the judge may say, no. Yeah, you're found guilty and the range is 5 to 30 years. But this is an egregious instance of, of you being guilty of this offense and thing. May I go give the maximum and the judge may give the 30 years and thing. So that is what is going to happen in this case. Okay? So the jury is going to determine if she's guilty or whatever the charges are. I don't know what the specific charges are. So if she's guilty of murder, the jury is going to say you're guilty of murder. Right? And in the instances like that, you may have the jury say, well, I'm sorry for you, but based on the evidence, you're guilty of murder. And you have jurors who say, yes, she's guilty of murder, but yeah, the evidence shows that she really are him guilty or she guilty, but based on what go on and go, she may guilty, but we are recommend to the judge say, we did have to say she guilty because she guilty, but Your Honor, we not feel that she's supposed to get so and so. These are the things that happen, right? So for many of you, you're thinking about this, in either or. Just simple, like, is either she guilty or she not guilty. That is what the jury is going to do. But again, the way the thing play out, I just want to remind you that she could be not guilty by reason of insanity or whatever. I don't know what the defense is arguing here. Or she can be guilty, but she'll get a light sentence. Or she can be guilty and she'll get a medium heavy sentence. I will tell you though, what is working against her based on what I observed yesterday was that apparently, because many of you are thinking like, well, no, if she had this severe mental ailment, then she must get let off. I just want to submit that for some people hearing that, they're going to be like, oh, so where's the justice for the 3 helpless children? Other people are going to think along the lines like, oh, so if she get let off, what kind of, big word for we in law, precedent are you now establishing? And do we want to establish that precedent? Are we saying that when women suffer significant postpartum depression, we should understand when they unalive their children. Do we want to go down there? I'm just telling you the stuff that people think about. Like, you're looking at this question, this case in isolation, right, by itself. But these are some of the things that people think about. Like, and judges do. They're supposed to only pay attention to the evidence presented in this case, right? You hear a familiar term out there that judges are not supposed to make policy, right? Them just supposed to judge just by what is presented in that particular case, right? But judges do. They think about, the ramifications of what they're going to do. And juries do it too, right? And so what is it? Is it that when women, experience severe forms of postpartum depression, it's understandable when they when they unalive their children? Where is the protection for the children there under the law? Let me see. Additionally, postpartum depression is a depression that is generally exclusive to women for obvious reason. They're the ones who carry the child for 9 months and so forth and go through that crazy hormonal fluctuations and things like that. Even though there's some crazy things going on out there with gender now, whatever, that the law is going to have to account for in terms of what's going on. Men having babies, all this stuff. And we're not getting into that. But we'll just say in general, postpartum depression is something that is exclusive to women. But one of the things that is going to come up here on the backbench, as a back burner, as an undercurrent, I can guarantee you, is, postpartum depression is exclusive to women, but depression is not exclusive to women, right? And is there a credible scientific way to make a distinction between postpartum depression and other clinical depressions? Now, I don't know this. Again, I'm just playing with data here. I'm just giving an idea how the courts work, that it's not as simple as many of you making it, right? Right? So let us say she get let off now. Is the verdict only making a statement about postpartum depression, or is it making a statement about depression? And if it's making a statement about depression, what precedent are you setting then for other people who say, including men, who are going to experience depression and do some things and whatever, and them say them never really know what them I do because the depression was just so severe and whatever, right? Would you, all I want to know is if you're free, would you be comfortable with a man use the precedent that is established by setting her free, and then a man now go say, yeah, me the depressed too, and that's why me go kill my children them too? I bet I'm 100% sure no founder gonna be like, hold up, wait a minute, you're never pregnant and whatever. There's a female lawyer now I go say, this was about depression. Postpartum depression is just one form of depression, but we have other forms of depression. Not only we have other forms of depression, but we have other forms of depression that are actually more severe than postpartum depression. These are the games that are played in the court. And would you want to see the precedent established in Lindsay Clancy's case be used and abused, by others who feel like, hey, if you're depressed, you're allowed to unalive your children? Again, I'm just showing you, I'm just bringing you in the world of jurisprudence for you to have an appreciation of the complexities involved. That this is not as simple. I know what she read, and she did that suffer postpartum depression. She forget Lego. It's really not that simple. Right? And if I gave you the impression yesterday by saying, no, postpartum depression is very real, and because I've seen, many instances of it, like, afflicting women in some terrible ways and whatever, and them just lose it and things like that. Again, for those of you who thought that I was saying that, oh yeah, she did clinically depressed, so she will get let off. No. There's all kinds of complexities involved, right? So, like I said, somebody testified yesterday for the prosecution that she was indeed clinically depressed, severely. But he argued with evidence she knew wrong and right, because the whole notion here that you were so depressed you never know what she had do. For those of you familiar with like insanity defense, is that the idea is that the person did do something crazy, them that had no conception of wrong and right. But apparently, Lindsay Clancy, on occasion, several times, had made statements that she wanted to do this, but she would have and if I do this, I'm going to get in trouble, or this going to happen to me, or whatever. Apparently, she said stuff like that. So they now are using that to say that is evidence that though she was indeed clinically depressed severely, she still understood wrong and right. She still knew that if she made certain choices, that they would be wrong, they would be illegal, and that she would be punished for it, right? That is what, those are the things that are going to go on. So it's not as simple as some of you are making it, it doesn't work like that. The law doesn't work like that. And I'm going to be honest with you, but even the whole depression thing, the science on depression is so inconclusive. It's ridiculous, okay? Right? They don't, that I know, that they don't really, I don't know if there is science out there that can identify a confluence of factors or elements that can compartmentalize postpartum depression different from all other forms of depression. Because they would have to be able to do that in some way. Also, they would have to prove, show that connection between the depression and the mental state of not knowing the difference between wrong and right, or in seeking relief from the impact of the depression and engaging in conduct that led to the cessation of lives in 3 young children, 5-year-old and under, and then be justified in saying she should not be punished at all for unaliving 3 innocent, helpless children. Islington fineness and whatever. I guess you weren't here yesterday, so we went over this. And this is what someone do not understand. What about him? He is not on trial. So if we're just going by where we are talking about right now, and again, there's some indication that he's a jerk, he's an asshole in some way, whatever. But you weren't here yesterday, so we're not going over that. But just to put it this way, she's on trial. He isn't. You're entitled to your opinion about him and whatever. But again, in terms of what's going to happen to her, the what about him will play a role, I think, with the jury. With the jury. If like, Antarsha argued yesterday that there was some significant evidence there that shows that he was engaged, I don't know, that he was engaged in something that put her there. Even when the judge said, you're not supposed to pay attention over there, you're not supposed to include that in your deliberations and so forth. Even when the judge said, juries do that. Jury, if it's something that significant, and depending on the makeup of the jury, they will, jury say, no, I really am for blame. I really am for blame. Even when they're instructed not to do it, Juries do that all the time. That's why don't care how good, like, Each side have to present their case as best they can. But the standard mantra in jurisprudence is like, hey, you never know what the jury gonna do. You never know. You could be as good as gold or whatever. You never know what that jury is going to come with. You could guess, and very often you guess right. But all kinds of things happen in jury. People have written volumes on this. They're lawyers who all they do is work with how to select juries, and they make millions for it. And they get deep about it. It's like, okay, what is he charged for? How old is he? Bam, bam, bam. What's his ethnicity? Oh, he's black. Okay, he's black and he's charged for what? He unalived somebody. Where did he unalive the person? Boom. Who did he unalive? It was a woman. Bam, 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 bam. These jury, whatever, they go through volumes of research and say, okay, these are the profile of the people that we need. We need mothers 35 to 45 who are Catholic and who, were raised without a father, and they get really specific. And they're really good at it. And then they get in this game how to traverse the jurisprudence highways and byways in terms of getting the right juries, to help the prosecution win or the defense win and things like that. Okay. So again, I'm just saying all of this, to give you some for you to appreciate the complexities involved. That it's not as simple as, yeah, she was depressed. What do you mean? She was really depressed. Because again, for example, one of the complex issues involved here, she can be very, 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 very depressed, extremely depressed, but still, with evidence from her that demonstrated conclusively, compellingly, that right through her depression, she understood the difference between wrong and right and just went ahead and did it anyway. Then it means then that the depression did not result in her not knowing wrong or right. And as such, any argument that the depression was really what is responsible in terms of its impact on her for her doing what she's doing, that becomes moot. Right? And yes, I always tell people that people tell us that justice is about the truth. Justice is not about the truth. Justice is not about the truth. Sometimes the truth prevails, but justice is not about the truth. Justice in this country is who can argue their point best. And unfortunately, that very often come down to who you can afford to argue your point best. And that's why the rich have more access to justice than the poor do. That's why those with resources, they're more likely will get away with malfeasance, with doing wrong, with doing terrible things, as opposed to others. And that is why a lot of innocent people, disproportionately in certain demographics, non-white, are incarcerated in prisons right now, found guilty for things that they did not do. If O.J. Simpson I think O.J. Simpson was guilty. I think O.J. Simpson killed those people. And you can't disagree with me. I think O.J. Simpson, the black man, killed his wife and Thea, little man where she did sleep with the brother there, run something on it. But O.J. had money. And O.J. could afford Johnny Cochran. Right? And they had a top lawyer, the Kardashian. Yeah, went named the Kardashian, them father, and the other one now, never. Right? And in affording those, again, the law is how you know the game. If you can, is who can argue the thing better. So when Johnny Cochran go up there and say, if the glove don't quit, you gotta quit. And then essentially just brand the thing with a tagline there. He knew what he was doing. He knew that dance. Right? And that is what money pay for. Right? So if the prosecution, made an argument that depended a lot on that glove, and the defense can just decimate that argument and whatever, and the jury looking at that, and the judge say, "Oh, you must only pay attention. Don't read anything. Don't talk to anybody about this and whatever. The only thing you must come up with is what is presented in the court." This is what judges tell the jury. And if the jury follow and be like, it's a meeting, so and so and so, but the prosecution say, yeah, I definitely did wear the gloves and whatever, but the defense sure we convincingly said the glove no fit him, man. So that is how the game is played. All right. And so some of what is going, because the reason why I brought it up yesterday was for different reasons, if you remember, I'm just like, yo, look at the support she's getting and things like that and whatever. And yeah, when non-white women do the same thing and whatever, they are found guilty and locked up, right? They're non-white women who are, who they suffer the same thing too and end up doing some things that from that, and them lock them up, them in a prison. And I'm just seeing all the support she's getting. And again, this doesn't mean that she's not supposed to get the support. I'm just saying that there is, this is another example of a profound double standard that exists out there. I think that was why I raised that yesterday. But again, some of you thought that I was saying that she should let go because me say, yeah, me feel say she was really experiencing some form of post-traumatic depression and things like that. Some of you interpreted my saying that to mean that I am saying that she should get off. No, I wasn't saying that. And if I, in my space, start thinking about this, I just gave you example of some of the things that I'm thinking about, right? If somebody, what precedent would be establishing here? We're saying that when people experience severe forms of depression, we should be understanding and forgiving and just the Lego people free them up when they kill their children. And if we let that out there, what message will be sending to other people out there when them picking no easy, Picking no easy, That's why you hear me on record, You will never hear me I say, oh, I mean work the money and bring in the money, all she do, she steal them every day with the picking them. Any man who you hear talk, so, is a dumb, ignorant idiot, who don't know how. One picking no easy, worse you have three young one them and whatever. That no easy, no easy some of that, Wear you out mentally. Frazzle you out. Bring you into spaces. Most women who watching me right now who have examples of it when you go through it. When the pressure get to and thing and whatever, and just bring your mind in a spaces where you just never even know so you not go and whatever, because no found before, no have picked them. They say, no, children are so wonderful and there's such a joy and whatever. And until you go through that something there, when the stress and routine and when you have a picnic, we just a ball. So, yeah, let me tell you something, man. All of the man who don't even know about that something there, you know. When picnic a bala, what it do to your mind, you know, you do everything for calm down that child and the picnic knock and the picnic just a bala. Sometimes you see some mother just sit down and them just get quiet and them a look on the baby, you know, and the baby a ball and them not do nothing, you know, and some people I say, why she not do nothing and whatever. You don't know what that woman is going through, right? You don't know what brought her up to that point, you know, in terms of dealing with picnic, right? That shit could wear you out, right? Most men cannot deal with that. I run off them out of them making money and the woman thing, and most men cannot deal with that. You understand? And that's why yesterday I say it and I say it today. Like when you look and you see say, a lot of non-white women and thing and whatever, them not get upon a regular thing for, you know, unalive them children in postpartum depression. We see instances where, you know, mothers have kids and just abandon them immediately and whatever, you know, like, and put them all about in Riverside and thing. But in terms of women, when, and again, me just talk about what me know about. And me grew around black, Jamaican, Caribbean women who got through the same thing them too, worse. Never know nothing about no psychologist, never know nothing about no psychiatrist, never grew up with that word even in their vernacular, their vocabulary. They never know nothing about postpartum depression, right? Right? Most of uno. And nowadays, them young people, they go through them sitting here now and thing. Most of uno, when I grew up on a phone, pitting them and thing, uno never know nothing about no postpartum depression. I don't know what pressure did I reach, you know, the hold it right through. Right? Yes, somehow on end up take it up and the pitting them and beat it, pitting them and all them something there. Yeah, that happen. Yeah, no fun to do that, right? I want to get mad and I want to lose it and thing, but you never keep me. It's not a thing amongst black women to be killing their children when them go through them something there, you know. I want to find me if I make it work. I want to come up on a better side of thing now and thing, but when I look back when I go through, no fun when I go through hell, I want to even see it as hell. Let me say it again. No fun to go through hell. But the hell was just so normal in a phone environment I want to grow up that I don't even see it as hell. Like me say, me know say enough I want to come to America I want to see some woman a complain about something like, the man looked at me and when he looked at me, his eyes were just staring me and I felt so violated. Someone to look for it and be like, then that's what I want to that woman here. Then that's what I want to go through Jamaica. Man, when we go through a Jamaica or whatever. Because when I go through it, I don't ever think anything about it. Right? We don't ever think anything about it. We don't go through hell and until relativity again, you know, when you have something for related to. It's until when you see something for compare to and you hear people and make a big deal about it and thing. Now for you people are telling us, say, boy, oh you do that, you're strong, eh? Boy, your strength is incredible and all them something down and listen to them like, yeah, but me never see that as strength. Me just do what me did have to do. What you mean by strength? No. You know, that's what you do. You do what you did have to do. You know, can't not see it that way there. You see me? Right? Yes, and that's why I mean, that was part of the reason I raised that yesterday to for big up because when I may not get no strength in a justice in a thing and whatever, but yeah, man, I just want some enough respect to you know. Right? Because, you know, big up my mother, Miss Cherry. Go through her thing and whatever, you know. Several nervous breakdown, no money, nothing, no man, nothing. And thing and still manage to instill some standards all in me. I'll know me I live by my mother principle, you know. Right? Right? Me telling her all the while, I'm considered like, oh, Raga bright, intellectual. And Miss Cherry said all of that. Miss Cherry said all of that, man. And Miss Cherry go look back last street and sell it on a Pishan Street and thing and whatever. I met boy getting car key and go school regular, right? Yeah, man, and Miss Cherry do that, man. And boy, they are now with law degree, Ph.D. and whatever. And Miss Cherry said it, right? Yeah, when me to come out of Alpha Tree jail, when me about the road and come out of Alpha Tree jail, I'm telling her, I said, no, me need to turn my life around and whatever. What me can do? Right away, me know some me did bright. Bright, me a bright boy. Why? Because my mother drummed that in my head for me a little bit. And I said, I go to school and I tell myself I'm bright. Deposits. So when me looking at my account, me did rich. Because my mother was making those deposits, right? To the point where it become a self-fulfilling prophecy. I always knew I was bright. Not in an arrogant way. It was like a natural thing. Not by accident. But Miss Cherry, as poor as she was with money, and I pick up D&G buckle and I sell and work a gleaner as an insetter, and I wash people clothes as days worker and all them something there. And I ball when the food not there, and I give me and my sister Marvel in the last food and whatever, and I make sure so we eat when she not eat and tell her about. And when we ask her why she not eat, but she dep on fasting and whatever, as she said all of that, make when boy I get in trouble and thing, and when boy say, all right, what am I gonna do in my life now? All of them something that they instill in me from Miss Cherry, right? Fear line was, you have a brain, you know? And you have a brain, right? Yeah, right? So all our stress and problem them we shall go through. And it come like nothing when we are pick up buckle and I sell down a Patient Street, down a West Street, or we sell it down at the wholesale them and them something there and thing. And that, may I tell you, other people will look on that now and say, oh my God, that was just crazy. You went through all of that, and for we it's like, yeah, like, you know, whatever, you know. So I just want to big up all of the woman out there, man, who hold it through them thing. They want to never have no resources to go no psychiatrist and a psychologist or know about postpartum depression or get no support and thing. And whatever. And the one thing where that was very, very strong in our communities, let's admit it now, is this, you know, whether or not what people want to think, we carry enough people through is a belief in God, right? For those of you who don't know, in the Caribbean, that is a strong thing for we. And for a lot of women, them always have a conversation with God. Always them go through them stress. Always having a conversation with God. Me not talk about just deliberately praying, you know, right? You them get up and think, that's God, we're pinning them and eat God do provide something for me, you know. And thing and what. All when they pick them, all when them a beat it, pick them a have a conversation with God. Look at boy, don't test my faith, you know. Don't test my faith, you know. God, you see what God, you see what. Go sit down. Go sit. Always having a conversation with God. Always having a conversation with God. Remember the carrier people, carrier woman, them man. And God carry them through, you know. And God carry them through. Right? Uno may think, uno want to think about God and whatever. But you know, that belief there and whatever. Right? And God carry through. No, ain't enough of them woman here who watch right and them I say, true, you know, remember. Always having a conversation with God and things. So me just want big up, you know, man. And bless up, man. Yeah, sometimes some tell me say some man a go on and a style up woman and thing, and I know say, boy, the fuck do you? You know what woman go through for make sure say you can there? Eh? You know where not only your mother, but all of the people them rally around your mother when your mother go through this, even at church and thing and whatever, this and that. You know what woman go through. What woman go through. And again, me not discount and minimize or diminish the trials and tribulations where man go through, because Lord knows we have our burden for bear too in them modern society or whatever. And sometimes people are not as understanding about our emotional upheavals and, you know, the hues and textures of our humanity and our vulnerability and times when we're losing it too, you know. So this whole emphasis on men must be men and whatever, we go through craziness. But let me tell you something, man. Woman, you know, we have to big up a woman. Again, me just talk about what me know about. Me have to big up a Jamaican and Caribbean woman, them what me know, and the African woman, them what me know. You know, where wanna go through the worst of the worst. I wanna not go through it at the time and wanna look back and don't look like, say, that big a deal, like we always I say. When we grew up, me did in a poverty, I never know, because me did still a kin pupa like in a sun out a road, me did still a race board ass in the gutter, a Percy Street over West Kingston and thing and whatever. Me still a run race in the road and sitting. We still a play football, we still a play stocky, we still a climb tree, I pick mango, knees berry, and sitting and whatever with them back in them day, the snakes and ladders, draft, right? Tic-tac-toe, 1, 2, 3, red light, Simon Says, and whatever. We still a live, right? We still a go school, all things bright and beautiful. Or we are sing the song them, Jesus made to shine with a pure care light, like the little candle burning in the night. In this world of darkness, so we must shine. You in your small corner and I in my. We still a live life. And life did nice. Yeah, when we are saying eat one piece of bread with little butter and all and sitting there and thing. Yeah, we did still a live life and thing. I never know, say, poverty and all and sitting there and whatever. And when we get old and now we are say, wait, we did poor. We did a live in a poverty. We never know, right? But I'm mad at them did a whole it too. And big up your father them too, but we are talking about the mother them too. And especially one them who did go through phone farm a postpartum depression. And don't even know someone I go through it. No. I wanna do enough for do for make on the pitney them rise and there now. I whole hard and things saying big up on yourself. But again, boom. Boom. Again, boom. This lady, don't misinterpret what me did I say yesterday. Me never say by acknowledging, you know, what I think is convincing evidence of severe postpartum depression. She had an 8-month-old child, and think that I was saying that she should not be held accountable for killing the children. And I wasn't saying that. And again, it's like just by coincidence, the prosecution had an expert who testified yesterday. She was indeed, according to the expert, suffering severe clinical depression, but he testified, she provided evidence, though, that she had a clear understanding of the distinction between wrong and right. And she even said when she was contemplating unaliving the children, i.e., the standard of premeditation, right, that she said she made comments about what the consequences would be if she were to do that, right? And again, some of us want to appreciate the complexities involved. For example, I don't know how she unalive them, right? But potentially, I don't know if it came up in the trial, there's going to be a difference if the way she do it, all three of them drop out at the same time, as opposed to if she do one at a time. These are I'm just tell you how the court work, right? So if she go unalive one, can remember me telling you, any analysis or strangled. Again, I don't know what the case is and whatever, but strangled is a tricky thing. She says she suffocate them, right? It's a tricky thing for be. You see, somebody goes boom, 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 and shoot and whatever, boom. You see, if you go so boom and wall it down, and when the child is trying, yeah, wall it down, see me and want it. That's different. That's different. That's different. You see, if you do it to one, and them know the timeline and whatever, and them say after you do it that one, then you left and you gone over, go and do it to the next one. and you do so with that intentionality and that kind of like deliberateness, like you know what you're doing, you're in charge of your faculties, and you are being intentional in your movements and so forth. If you then go argue, say, oh, this was a person under pressure from being, depressed. It can get difficult. But then now the prosecutor then now the defense may say, hold up, we have an expert here. And the defense may present an expert will say, no, somebody can suffer temporary insanity and lose it and still look calm and still do certain things that them not aware of, so them a do it and still look calm. And if the defense have a witness can say, yeah, so the fact say she do that to the kids them and whatever, she could still not really understand wrong or right, despite the time it take her to do it, or despite the one after the other. That is what goes on in the courts. And is who, in general, is which side argue them premise the better, right? In general, is which side argue, right? And that may mean who have the money to get the IPing expert for come say this and that, who have the money to get the private investigator for go run down additional evidence, who have the money and the resources to get several other experts with brilliant minds to come to so and so and so. That it come down to. And after all of that, it still come down to what the jury feel and what the jury think, even though the judge them always required by law give them specific instructions what they're supposed to consider and what they're supposed and what they're not supposed to do. Then do it same way. Then think when they want to think. Or in some jury pool, you may have an influential person that who just know how to sway everybody. Right? I saw them something they go. So when you do the best, you do the best. If you is a black woman or a black man and you there's somewhere where people, you just happen for there's somewhere where people who not like you and whatever, this and that. All when you 100% sure say you're innocent and thing, them are gonna find you guilty. If you're a woman who, based on what go down, a man did that do so and so and so, and then you fight back and you defend yourself and whatever, this and that. But if the woman is in a community where the men are just rabidly patriarchal and, misogynistic and so forth, and believe that woman supposed to know them place and woman nothing pass them place and whatever, them not go accord no understanding to she and whatever. Them might just say she guilty. You understand? And whatever, and when the defense is saying, yo, she's not guilty because such and such and such. The man did a beat her and the man did a kill her and whatever. And I fight back and defend her. So them still have a find and get the cards. That's just a jury. Right? So I don't know how this thing are going to turn out for her in terms of the trial. I haven't been following the case. But again, I raised some issues yesterday, and those were clear. And again, I want to reiterate that even though I said that there is a credible basis, in my opinion, to say that she was indeed suffering from a severe form of postpartum depression, once you get into the layers and the complexities of it, it could go either way. And I certainly wasn't saying that, yeah, she going through a severe instance of postpartum depression means that she should be let off. No, that's not what I was saying. Okay? Let me see if, before we go to some other things.
Good night, Raga.
And a good night to you.
Thank you. Good night, everyone. Raga, all day long I've been thinking about this discussion about postpartum.
Yeah.
It's something that I went through.
Uh-huh.
And I was trying to figure out why all day long I was thinking about it. I wasn't triggered, but I just realized what you just said is that a lot of us go through stuff and we push through.
Mm-hmm.
And so things that we take as, well, I had to do it, it takes a toll on us. But when we're going through the motions, we don't realize it. And it's just now,
Mm-hmm.
when you said that, that's where it kind of just triggered something in me. So it's,
But was there a
I went,
realization about something?
well, I was just looking back on the things that I've gone through,
Mm-hmm.
and I raised two children of my own.
Uh-huh.
I didn't sit and whine about it. I figured these are my children.
Mm-hmm.
I had them and I had to do it. And there were things that went along the way. It was hard,
But
but
if you don't
I did
mind,
it.
like at if you can at your lowest, give us some a sense of why it was hard. Like
Okay,
yeah.
so um, at that point I was separated from my husband,
Mm-hmm.
and he lived across the street from the school where he could actually see his children. This is just one example.
Mm-hmm.
Playing after school in their programs. But I had to sort of go back and forth to school, and I used to run because the after school program ended at 6,
Mm-hmm.
and my shift was 9:30 to 5:30, and I used to run some red light. I used to do all kind of stuff to get to my favorite time. So it's just stuff like that where I didn't have a choice. You have to do what
And
you have to
somebody would
do.
hear that,
Mm,
and don't really grasp you having to do that every day.
every day,
And then
and I didn't even
you
grasp it.
yeah and having and don't know that the multiple moments of anxiety and
Hmm.
exasperation and stress, like I
And
just
that
know
tension
that
in your
this man
body.
is
Mhm.
across the road. What you have to do is send him across the road, like that wears you down, man.
It does. And it's a heaviness, but sometimes, again, you don't know you're carrying all that stuff.
Yeah.
And so, but I went through postpartum depression with my son. He's now 19.
Mm-hmm.
But my postpartum came on a quiet night. It was just me and my kids. I was holding my son in my arms. And I looked at him and I said, I wonder what would happen if I unalive him.
See it there.
There was no stress. There was no crying. At that point, my husband was very supportive, my ex-husband. And I got so scared. So I called him and I said, you have to come home because I don't know what's happening. So he
Uh-huh.
came home, and then the next day I called my doctor. And of course, they usually generally prescribe you medication and stuff like that, right?
Mm-hmm.
But I realized that medication alone wouldn't help me because I still had the same thought process.
Mm-hmm.
I was scared to have a knife around him. If I'm in the kitchen, I stopped cooking. Even in the little small bathtub, I was scared to bathe him. I was scared to even go out on the balcony where I love to go out and watch. I was scared of all those things. So, but I ended up going to a group for a lot of women with postpartum. But at
Mm-hmm.
that time, they even talked about it then,
Mm-hmm.
about the name, because the postpartum depression just sounds like you're sad. But there's so many levels to it, right?
Right.
And there were women from wealthy to just came to the country, people who have been trying to have kids for years and they finally have it. And the first time I went there and I sat and I listened, one of the good things that happened is almost every story, there's a similarity to it, and there was a comfort level to it. And then I started going and talking about it, and it that to me the talking it out is what made it work for me. But it was scary. It
It
was it
was,
was it
and a
was
couple of
yeah.
things, and I'm glad you shared what you just shared. And at the same time, you're gonna have those people out there who's gonna hear what you're sharing and be like, I mean, okay, what she said, me can't imagine that she think that, oh, she reached this so, and whatever. Yes, stress, but oh, she reached this so.
I
And
didn't
at the
have.
same time, there's a lot of women who had similar
Hmm.
thoughts. Not necessarily if it's an unalive, but like they may think like, I just
Hmm.
need this to stop. I just need to stop. I can't take any more. They may say something like, but it's really along the same lines, And of course, for it to stop is you're the child is the source of the stress. The
That's
non-stop agonizing, wear you down, stress and whatever. So a lot of women go through that, particularly when them not have no support and no help and nobody around them and thing. Them go through that. Most women now go come out with it and make people know so them they go through it. Some of them even suppress it and forget it. And remember so them go through it and things like that. But tell me, while you were going through that, were you did you have to struggle with like nobody will understand what I'm going through? Them are gonna simplify it and them not get it. Did you struggle with? Did you go through that? Did you go through that?
I didn't because I was so scared I was going to hurt my son. So it was like all hands on deck.
Oh.
And as I was going through it, because I stopped like eating and stuff because I was so scared, right? And people like, oh, you lost weight, oh, you look so nice. I said, no, I'm going through postpartum depression. I made it something that I wasn't going to hide behind. And in talking to my ex-mother-in-law, she said, you know, I went through something like that too. And every woman that I spoke to, Raga, said, I went through this.
Them go through it. Every woman you talk to said them go through.
Yes. And so that I never stopped talking about it because it was like there wasn't a shame because it wasn't something that I planned on doing. But just to go back a little bit, I had support. I wasn't my kids. I have an older daughter. It wasn't stressful. I mean, the regular stuff, right? So I wasn't the one to say, well, the stress is whatever. But I was just sitting in bed. It was a nice night. I was holding him in my arms, and I looked at him, and I'm like, I wonder what would happen if I kill him. And that scared the shit. It scared the shit out. And that to me, that came from nowhere.
Right.
So
right.
I made it. But one thing that they told me in that group that made it better for me is because I was aware of what I was thinking and knew, I don't want to say right from wrong, but for lack of a better word, right from wrong, that I was not in that psychosis state. Because generally, sometimes when some people are going through psychosis is that they don't really know what they're doing in that moment. But because of the fact that I was scared and I seeked out help, that was reassuring to me that, okay, I know what I'm doing. So the harm I thought I was going to do to him is sort of diminished a bit.
Yeah, but I'm listening to you and this feeling came out and was verbalized and in the thought it came up and it manifested thought. Clearly, you know, the postpartum depression was just wreaking havoc inside of you and led to you thinking that and whatever. And you instantaneously on hearing that and you coming up with those thoughts and things, what seemed to have emerged was a duality where there was this side of you that said, but then you had the capacity to separate another side and be like, hold up, what's going on here? This is serious. This is something that needs to be dealt with and whatever, right? So you were engaging in a rational analysis of the depression and what it was doing. Based on what you know and your experience and things, do you think most women they're able to do that to separate themselves and be like, no, I'm thinking this way and I'm not supposed to be thinking this way. I need help and support. Do you think most women do that?
I don't know. Because it's so, like, just say there were 15 women in the group. There's similarities, but there's some like stark differences too. So it's not like there's not a one size fits all kind of approach to it. I think what helped me too is because I had suffered from depression about
Before.
So I know myself, and like, you know, when you think something is different, something is right. So I also I know the triggers, right? So I know something isn't right. What do I do? And one thing I learned, and I pray for everybody who is going through it, is not to keep silent. Talk to your doctor, talk to your friend, talk to your neighbor, talk to whoever that you trust, and don't stay silent. It is not a shame. It is not something that you should try and do on your own. Don't carry that burden. And when you reach out to people, you'll get help.
Well,
Generally, sorry, I think,
because
sorry, yeah.
what I've observed is because so many women have gone through it, they can recognize when other women are going through it, and then we jump in and help. And at the same time, I don't know where you were and so forth, and respect because you get the help and support. But again, like I'm recalling, you get older and then you look back and you be like, oh shit, that was what was going on with her. But when you did that, you never know.
You didn't
And
know.
things, I'm looking back and I remember, after I learn about these things and, go through my local program and them teach me them things at the University of Connecticut. And I remember women go through this and people are telling, are the devil, or somebody over you, or what you do, and so there was a lot of women who didn't have that support and them have to keep it in because them feel like said, other people not gonna really understand what I go through and think, have you know of those instances where
and there's a lot of judgment, there's a lot of things that make us afraid to say something, right? And I guess my hope and wish for everybody is just don't be afraid.
Don't be afraid.
Don't be
Wow.
afraid. Right? It may take you 6 months, it may take you a year, but just work on it and persevere and know what you're fighting for. You're fighting for yourself, but you're also fighting for your children, right?
Oh, powerful,
Yeah.
powerful, man, powerful. So if you don't mind, for people listening now, including men, are there some things that they could identify that even though each case is unique in its own way, that there are probably some common narratives across the spectrum that like a layperson like myself, is there some things you can share with us? If a woman have baby recently, if you see she doing so and so and so, chances are she may be going through postpartum depression. Are there some things you could share with us?
And so it's not my experience but from going to the group, it was just like a loss of appetite, being scared to be around the child.
Loss of appetite, being scared to be around the child. Yeah.
Just a change in your attitude, just a change in yourself too. And I think if you know your partner, something's different. You may not know what it is or how to identify it. But one thing I did with my ex-husband, because he wanted to fix it. Let's do this. Let's go here. And I had to say to him, I don't need you to fix it, because I didn't know what it was, first of all. I don't need you to fix it. I just need you to be here for me. And he stepped back and he allowed me. When we're together, he was a good father.
Right.
Things change when we separated, but when he took charge of his children, he did it. He stepped up and allowed me the time and the space to take care of me, and then in return, I would be taking care of his children once I'm better. So, and I think there also was conversation about sometimes a lot of the stronger women are prone to postpartum because we're so used to being in control. And sometimes when you have a child now, that changes. Now the baby's in control. And so it's hard for us to kind of to let go of certain things. So it's not as, it's a name, postpartum depression, but people, I remember even from my time, and again, that's 19 years ago, when they heard the word depression, if they don't see you sitting down and not being yourself, then you're not depressed. So people will kind of judge you on how they think you should look when you're going through that. There was talk about like changing it to like a mood disorder, but there's a lot of work that has been done since, and it's more common to discuss it. But when I was going through it, they just started programs here to help out. So
one of the telltale things that I had observed though, and again, most of the time I saw these, I didn't even know what it was, but and I must admit, in my ignorance, I was I was inappropriately judgmental of women in the but I recall instances where babies would just be wailing, bawling, screaming.
Mm-hmm.
And a mother would just sit on there and look intently upon the child. And for me, it was, she just sit on there and not do nothing and whatever this. And I didn't know, who for tell what she think when she look on the pin and ball and it a get to her and whatever, and she just a hold back, you know? So if you see a mother doing that, my suggestion is don't assume she's being negligent and not being as proactive as she should be. She may be going through some really severe thing or whatever.
Yeah.
Yesterday I also shared an example when I was at a certain place in Connecticut with, this woman, she had her baby and she was going through it, but we were at a social get together with everybody else and thing. And a bunch of people were there, but the woman's house that we were in, Susan's house, the woman, the other woman walked in with her young baby, and she went straight to Susan, and she said, "Take the child." And Susan knew right away what was going on. Right away, Susan knew what. But that thing, what you just said, when the mothers don't want to be around the child. So, Meg probably was going through some of that to like, you need to take this child now because there are things going on in my mind right now where it's crazy and, and to Susan's credit and whatever, Susan, she was just like, okay, I got this, Meg. I got this, Meg. You, okay, boom, boom, I'm coming to you. And she just take the baby from her and thing. But, and then she called other women and them rally around her and put a schedule. And I remember later on down when Susan's on the phone, she's like, no, we have to take care of this baby now because this child cannot go back to Meg anytime soon. Right? And I was like, what you mean the woman can't get that baby now? I was Susan Depan and thing, but they were in a whole different world of managing this thing that me, I was ignorant about and thing like that, where, so when you said just now, you said when the mothers that don't want to be around the child, that resonated just now.
I was scared because the last thing on my mind, because I wanted my son. And I had also, just back to, because I also had some issues with my pregnancy. And apparently there is some connection with that too, right? But I wanted my son. And so the thought of me harming him, and I'm supposed to be the protector, right?
Right.
I'm supposed to be the stand-up mother to whatever is up with him. I'm supposed to be the one protecting him. But I didn't feel like I could protect him from myself, which is scary.
Wow.
Which is scary. And so
Damn.
I haven't thought about it. I mean, it's been a while since I really discussed it. But when you said about pushing through, because I was like, today, the whole day I was just ruminating. I'm like, why is it's not necessarily triggering me, but I'm just thinking about it. And I haven't thought about it in a while because it could be something that I've suppressed too as part of, I went through that and that's what it is. And I got through it, But
and that is an interesting thing, because I'm going to share something to you what happened today. My daughter is in school now, and them call her mother and say she had throw up. So the mother called me and say, them call and say, Jidja throw up and thing and whatever, whatever. Me I say, wow, we talk and whatever. It's a disconnect and a reconnect, People, YouTube, let me see if YouTube them. Okay, I don't know why this thing I keep on. I say, okay. So, me start think it out now and whatever. Kids, them come up with stuff and whatever, where them want to get her. But she's not like that. She's really good and loves school and thing and whatever. But, so I call her mother now and I say, what really going on and whatever. And our new teacher did, So I saw the mother show me the text where the teacher say and thing and say, she say she did a throw up and and then when she called back, the mother said, the teacher said, oh, she don't look too good, so you have to come for her. So I saw the mother call me, and then I go say, I'm shut up then. What am I getting at? Say in all my school with me and gonna whatever, me don't know with you, But there has never been one time when he said, oh, me not feeling well, and your teacher said send for the parents. Like, we just never raised in another world there,
No.
We never raised in another world there, about your parents come for you and whatever, you go through, you work it out and thing. And what I say is, I think that difference in the way we were raised contributed to, why, no disrespect to certain other people, but why, like black women and Caribbean women and Jamaican women are stronger when it come to, when certain things reach them, them not think about for complain and thing, them just deal with it. You understand, yeah? You follow the logic what I'm saying? And so it is not something I think, no, and I saw me go to, and me kind of rough up my dad, but me know what I do, me kind of rough her up, because me know me got a friend her up later and get her food. Right? But me rough her up and I say, you did just feel bad, don't? And she look and what come over and then she go just tell me when I want to hear, So I say they just feel bad. And she say, yeah. I tell her, I say, listen, you see, if you really are true up or whatever, and mommy can come or daddy can come with dead for you and thing, but this is life. Sometimes you go feel bad and you just have to work through it. Right? You have to hold it and go. So in my mind, me I teach her the fundamentals of certain things where she have to go, where hopefully as she evolves, she that can be second nature to her. Say when she not feeling well, cause nothing wrong if when kids go through them thing, them parents they're dead for them. That would they for, but it must be warranted. If you Steve when name there again, parents worry about what they're leaving to their children when they need to worry more about what they're leaving in their children. So that was my moment there. If you say, no man, you got other days where you don't feel well. But you just hold it out in a school, see me, that is life. But if it gets really, really bad, do tell the teacher, cause so you have to do that look a balancing thing there. But the point I'm getting at, I think why some of these women are so different from like you and I'm just attack when we use again, Jamaican, Caribbean women who, who go through hell and whatever, who fight through it, who push through and thing like that. Is that, they were exposed to this type of thing where, I don't want to use this term because it may sound like, but it's like them, them were raised in a softer way than
we had a rough
yeah.
and there's a benefit and not so good benefit to that, but I generally think it's a fine line sometimes, right? Because we also have to know that we can't always hold it. Because one day it's going to erupt. One day it's going to rupture, right?
Right.
So, but I think if you generally hold it, you'll be okay, right?
Right.
And
no, but you're right though. You have people who believe I can hold it, and then them break and them not seek help like how you seek help and things like that. So there's some balancing have to go on there, and and things like that. But listen, man, thank you for sharing with us today. And we love that little testimony here because I tell you, a whole heap of women I listen to you and it means a lot to them. Trust me.
I wanted and see you unlock something in me that I didn't know needed to be unlocked, right? When you just something about when I looked about the stuff that I've been through and I took it as, oh, you know what? Well, I'm their mother, I had to do it, or I'm a woman, I have to do it, or I'm this, I have to do it.
Right.
I did it because I had no choice but to do it. Because if I didn't do it, no one else would do it.
Exactly.
So that kind of made me kind of look back on my experience and kind of been like, just pat myself on the back and say, you know what? You did okay.
As you should.
I thank you for that.
No, as you should, deservingly so, because you push through the toughest of the tough with it. You know what I mean? What could be more consequential than your children's welfare, life, and everything, and you
And I
push
see my
through.
efforts. I see my efforts in them, and I see
Wonderful.
all this. And as many parents, I see the sacrifices that I made intentionally. I see it in them now, and it's a blessing.
Wow.
It's a blessing.
Beautiful. Thank you.
All right. Good night, all. Thanks for allowing me to share.
Yes, verbal. Love, blessings,
Okay.
man.
Take
Respect,
care.
man. And thing.
Okay. Bye.
Well, verbal.
Yes, sir.
You're in Canada, right?
It's good.
Oh, Canada is looking good now.
It's good.
Yeah, Canada. No. You raise up Canada stock. You know me, I'm a foolish. Canada is looking good, right? You the North.
There you go. I'm waving the flag.
Yeah, you the North. All right, respect, man. Blessings.
All right. Okay,
man.
take care.
Cool.
Okay, night. Good night, all.
That was beautiful. Well, people swim, man, telling them, man. All right, and you hear fear testimony, you hear fear story, man. But pretty much all women over here who have children and things, them are fit them version. You know, when them are go through things with them kids and the despair, the debilitating, crippling despair, they go through, bouts of like, I just want this to be over and why me and I don't deserve this, or them go through film version, I just want it to stop and whatever, and all it, at their moments when them think them them can't take no more, them cannot take anymore, and all it, yeah, man, big up on yourself, deserve it, man, seeing, and the ratings up there, proper, know that, all right, man. Doom.
Good night.
And a good night to you too.
How you doing?
There, man. What good?
I'm there. Just listening to the whole program with the postpartum depression thing.
Yeah.
Mine started, I think it was the second day out of the hospital.
Mm-hmm.
The baby, I fed him, changed him, everything, burped him, everything. And he started crying, but there's no reason.
Mm-hmm.
And I left him on the bed and went into the bathroom and locked the door.
And just cry.
And just started crying.
Right.
And I remember calling my brother and he said, "What happened?" I said, "The baby crying and I don't know what to do." And he said, "What do you mean?" I said, "He's crying." He said, "You feed him, you burp him, you change him, you hug him, whatever." I said, "I do all of that, but he's still crying." Him say, "And you crying too?" I say, "Yes." Him say, "All right, you lock the door?" I say, "Yes." Him say, "All right, cry." And he stayed on the phone with me and I cried for about, probably about 5 minutes.
Wow.
With him on the phone, and he's there talking to me and say, "Cry, man, keep crying." And then when I finally stopped crying and calmed down, the baby calmed down and stopped crying. And I was able to go back out there and pick him up, And I think it was 2 months later, I was in the house one night and he came to me and he said, "I'm going to give you some money. I'm going to give you the car key. Put on some clothes, go on at the club, come out of the house." I said, "No, I'm all right. I'm a good man. The baby there." Him say, "I have the baby and you're going to come out of the house." I said, "No, mama, all right." Him said, "No, come out of the house. Just take 2 hours or 3 hours or 4. Just come out of the house." And I said, "All right, I'm going to come out of the house for a couple hours and I'm come back in the night." And he didn't say nothing at all to me. And it was probably about 6 months or so later, he said to me, he said, "You remember that night when I told you to come out of the house?" I said, "Yes." He said, "You know what happened?" I said, "No, because I was actually okay." He says, "No. You were not okay. You were falling in depression, but you couldn't see it. So I had to get you out the house for you to at least get some air for a minute and then come back and then regroup.
Mm.
So he said, you realize anytime I come to the house, the first thing I do is pick up the baby. I said, yes. Because he did that for me the first night I came home. He called me. He says, you home? I said, yes. He says, leave the door open. I'm coming. I said, okay. And he came in, I think it was like 2:00 in the morning. He came in and he says, where's the bottle? He says, where's the bottle? Where's the diaper? Where's the wipes? And I told him. And he said, go sleep.
Mm.
So I don't even know what happened between the time he came in at 2, because I know I just fell right asleep after I pointed to him and said, feeding over there, diaper over here.
This is your
And
brother,
I just,
right? This is your brother.
yeah, my brother. Yeah.
Hold up, though. Hold
Yeah.
up. All right. Man, I beat the man them, right? But
Yeah.
you know a lot of men out there is that our woman do them something there and I feel them responsibility that, right?
Right.
So so this is not even the baby father. This is your brother, right? So
My brother,
not
yeah.
only was your brother helping, right? Which is good enough by itself, him know if you take up a baby and help. But even more than that, he had an above average understanding of what was happening with you mentally, psychologically, and knew how to deal with that. Now, am I correct in my immediate conclusion that your brother is an exception, in general?
Yeah. Yeah, he
Yeah.
is. He really is. Yeah. He really is. And through the years, he'd say, you'll crash out? I said, yes. He said, call the phone. Anytime you feel like you want to crash out, just call me. It's okay. Just call me and vent.
Whoa.
And I would just call him and I would just have like a total crash out for like a half an hour. And he said, okay, you're all right now? And I said, not really. Him said, all right, continue.
You see that thing where you say, when you call him and him say you're in the bathroom,
Yeah.
the door closed, security.
Yes.
Him
Right.
understand that, you're having a
Right.
vulnerable moment, no, whatever, and you need a secure space, but he's on the phone with you. So when him ask you
Right.
if the door closed, he must say, boom, you're in your own space now.
Own space.
And then he said, cry.
Cry. Yeah.
Him never try to fix nothing. Him never try to figure out what wrong. Him never try to algebra it and a maths it and a long division it.
No.
He said,
Never.
cry.
Cry.
And he was just there for you to let you. You know that most men don't understand that?
A lot of them really don't.
They don't. They
really
even
don't.
when them try to help, it's like, so what you want me to do? Blah, 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 blah,
Yeah.
and them want to fix and them
My
not
son father
understand.
was like that.
You what?
He's
You
like,
what?
my son dad was like that before we got pregnant. I remember I had an ear infection and he started crying because I was crying and he said, I don't know what to do. And he started crying. I'm like, the doctor drive me to the hospital. And him say, it's all right, man. Just lie down on my chest, man, and just cry. Just cry.
Wow. No, your brother is incredible though. Him just
Yeah, man.
him know that's up.
He knew, yeah.
Man, this is a sidebar, but I'm going there. Your brother, is a type of man, when a woman fall for them, man, them fall deep in a man and can't let go.
Oh, God.
I saw
Mr.
it go.
Raga, a peer problem.
Listen to me, I know
Raga,
this.
a peer problem.
Don't.
Said the baby was like a week old and him come at the house. I think 2 weeks old and come at the house. And him give me the car key and him pack the baby bag and him take out the baby and him give me the baby and put the car seat in the car and said, come out of the house. I said, what happened? He said, my woman, come over, we need the space. Go on, go about business. And I'm like, dude, the baby are just like a week and a half, nearly 2 weeks old. Like, we are run me out of the house. Him say, I have 2 minutes, come out.
Wow.
And they say, go drive out and come back. And I say, all right, no problem. And all of these girls that him talked to through the years, oh, poor thing, them used to call me and cry. And I'm like, but me didn't want to know, like, don't do it. And then I always feel like a joke me I make when me say, don't do it, you know?
Cause you know, don't.
Because me know what they're going to happen because each time him talk to one, I the same problem. And me keep on and say to them, say, don't do it. But then they feel like, oh, yeah, just, just the big sister. So, you just probably just I say things for run we are whatever. I mean, I say, okay, all right, cool beans. Just don't want to feel like though, because me know what him a go do. Just give him 2 or 3 months and him done, we don't know. So it's okay. And so said so done. 2, 3 months, him done.
Him done. Him put him out that side. No, but
Yeah.
but what I mean is, he knows, because some women say this is a stereotype, but there's some truth to it. I mean, it's true to it about all humans, but it's particularly salient for women. Is that is how to feel around people. That's
Right.
important to know, right? So
What,
for women,
yes.
it's you have women who would talk about, oh, a man have this, that. But if them run a man who make them feel a certain way, and then
Yes.
and that is real and like undeniable and whatever, it may not that good looking, it may not have as much money and whatever, but women, they realize the value of that feeling. And at them man, one time them man, they get on that woman's skin.
Whenever I get under their skin, man, a problem,
Yeah,
man.
man, a man a drive, them a walk on
Constant
road, a
problem.
man come in a
Yeah.
S-Class Benz and whatever, and them just look on a man and say, that man cannot make me feel like how
Feel, see and so.
you know, that's something that, I think, I wouldn't be surprised if your brother have that.
Oh yeah, man,
that
him
little
have it,
thing
man.
there.
Him have it pan lot, man. Him have
Yeah,
it
for
pan lot,
floor.
man. And even till the day, me can call him. He's in Texas, and I can call him.
Man.
And him said, sis, what happened? And me tell him. And I remember when I sent my son to Jamaica to live with them grandparents, I remember one day me and him talking about it and say, me regret, sending him down for such a long time. And him stop me quick. And him say, don't you ever regret that decision that you made. Him say, you never see you couldn't manage. But we see you couldn't manage. And when you made that decision to send him down, because I remember when I was sending him down, he was a year and 4 months. And I said, brother, I'm going to buy a ticket and you carry the baby go Jamaica for me. And him say, when? I say, like a weekend. And him say, I say, need a weekend trip. And him say, yeah, mom. I say, I'm going to buy the ticket and send you down with him. I'm going to buy the ticket and I send him down. And I remember going to the airport with him, and when I come out of the airport, I put on one piece of ball, nose not, everything are going. And I'm like, oh my God, I'm sending my baby, And he said to me, he said, never, ever regret that decision you made, because in honesty, with the depression that you were going through, you did not see it and you were going nonstop. And you never even realized that you work so hard that you never even stop to take care of yourself. You were taking care of the whole house, everybody in the house, everybody around you, but you never stop to take care of you.
Right. Right. Wow.
And church is what helped me. So the older mothers in the church, they're the ones that helped me a lot. Because I remember going there to them and I'm like, okay, this happened, that happened. Like I would just, try to figure out how to take care of the baby. So me asking, the older mothers in the church, like, how you do this, how you do that, and they would say, oh, do this, do that, if him have colic, do this, or don't use that diaper, use that other diaper, and, use little honey and lime, and if him have a little cool, and,
Right.
It was just so nice to have, the mothers around to be able to help. And even with the depression, the postpartum depression, a lot of us mothers within that little circle were going through it, and we could talk openly to each other about it,
Very nice.
and figure out, what was going on with each person, or who needed help.
Yeah.
Like for me, I needed help on Saturdays because I used to work in the nights. So I needed somebody to take the baby on a Saturday night because, daycare is only Monday to Friday.
Yeah.
So, a mother would take him, or, so it's a mommy or a auntie,
Right.
But somebody would take him for me every Saturday so I could work.
See it there, man. Yeah, that look a support there and thing and whatever.
Support,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very
So I
good.
had a nice little community where, You know, I could even call my girlfriends and like, somebody can grab him for me this weekend, and
Mm-hmm.
the uncles would come and say, give me the boy, man, and go on and work, you know? And they would
Very
take him
good.
and bag already, pack already. And they just grab the bag, grab him and them gone and them say, you know which part we live, so just call when you're ready. And you come pick him up and stuff like that. And that made it so much easier raising a baby, knowing that, it's the first baby, grandma isn't there because, grandma is in Jamaica, but grandma, you know, came around for a couple weeks after he was born. So, that in itself was just everything,
But can you imagine a
you know?
woman who, for example, say she live in a nice area, nice house, but nobody no neighborly over there, everybody staying at them one little space and thing, and the husband gonna make all that money and she, the woman, go through that with the baby. Can you imagine all them
Constant
son?
depression, that man. That's a
Wow.
constant
Yeah.
depression, man.
Yeah.
So you have nobody around. It's
Yeah.
constant depression. For me, I told people all the time, I said, I had a village because I had my brother, I had my other girlfriends there, and I could count on each one of them at any given time to say, here. If I got sick and had the flu, somebody would come by, make some soup, and them take the baby and like, okay, we'll take the baby, I'll keep him for a day or two, you get better, you know? And when you get better, we carry him back, or somebody will take him and say, you know what, he's all right, me keep him this weekend because we'll go church and we keep him and whatever, so he can get like a rest,
See it there.
So it was the support for me when he was very young was just everything to me because I had that, everybody
What you would say, well, for
not too
me,
far.
right through, I mean, I don't know when I was a baby, whatever, but for me, right through, it was a church. My mother not left
Yeah.
church. My mother got to, but everybody
Mhm.
in our church know everybody pick me.
Yes,
You know
yes,
them
it's
type of
true.
church,
Everybody,
everybody know
yeah.
everybody pick me. Sister
Yep.
Scott, boy, wait till I get big man. You know? So
It's
you were
true.
surrounded by
You were
that, you know?
surrounded by it.
Yeah,
Yeah, because
yeah.
even back home, we were surrounded by it. And I remember this lady at my church. Every Sabbath we went to church, I would take the baby from her.
See it
Every
there,
single
see it
Sabbath,
there,
I would
see
take
it
the baby.
there.
And I was probably like 8 years old at the time. But every Sabbath, I would go to church, I would take the baby. Like, I'd have the baby in the morning, and she would sit with us doing Sabbath school, divine service and whatever.
Right.
And then come AY now, Bible class, we still go back now, and we go over the house, and we pick her up, and we carry her come church.
See it
So for
there.
that one day, that mother don't have to worry about anything.
See it there.
She give her the feeding, she give her the diaper, she give her the food. I would say, okay, today a full day, so no worry about it,
Get some reprieve,
Tomorrow you
you know.
can pick up. Yeah,
Yeah.
tomorrow you can pick up. So when I had my baby and I had that kind of support too, I was like,
Yes.
thank God, like, I had the supports when I genuinely needed it,
Proper.
And then
Proper.
my girlfriend now, when she started having her kids, all of us moved and gone. So when I came back to Florida, she was like, imagine, she said, Jay, imagine when you had your baby, me there, everybody there. I know me have mine.
No,
Nobody there around me. When I'm gone.
Right.
So when I came to visit, I made sure, even for just one day, I had the baby for that one day for her.
Yeah.
Just like how she did for me
Proper.
back when I had mine. So that
proper,
at least for that one day, she had a little, a little break.
Right.
So we all rally around everybody. So everybody in the group who had kids, we try to rally around them. Even if we are far away, we still make a phone call.
Right.
Are you okay? How is your mental? The first question is usually, how is your mental?
Proper. Check in.
How are you? Yeah, checking. How are you? Like,
Miss Fabulous, big up, Miss Fabulous, big up.
thank you.
Yeah.
It's like, how are you? Like, are you depressed? Are you sad? Are you happy? You're tired? What's going on? So we always check in with each other. Like, we want to make sure say everybody all right.
Very
but
nice.
first thing first is mental. How is that part?
What going on at
What going on SPS? SPS, all right.
Always set up
checking
there.
on that.
Always
Yeah,
set
but
up there.
I always have to check in on that part because most of the time, people will call you, but they never ask you, how are you? You know?
Well, yeah, and if them
How
ask
are
you, how are
you?
you, them really don't want to know.
They don't really want to know. I like, hey, Wagwan, you're good.
yeah.
But it's
Give
not really
thanks.
asking if you are okay. It's just farmer greeting,
You see
you
it.
know?
You see it. You see it.
But,
You see
you
it.
know, as women, we had to make sure that we, you know, mental, how are you? Even to our brothers, you know, nephews, whoever, we always call. If you have to make a 3-way call, if somebody is in a problem, Raga, we make a 3, 4, 6-way call. Get everybody on the line. What is wrong? What is going on?
Oh,
You know?
okay.
What is going on? You know, is a husband problem? Is a baby father problem? Is a man problem? What a problem because somebody they crying or somebody have a problem. So now we have to find out what is source of the problem. How are you mentally doing in this particular situation? You're okay if you be there by yourself right now? We need for all we need for those book a flight and come on your foot. We need for die your foot. So me could know if we need for come on foot because somebody do you something, you know. So we need for know, so we need for check in.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
So we made sure we kept doing that through the years to make sure that everybody, even though we are in different states now,
Yeah.
away from, you know, all of the nieces and nephews,
Right.
but we still check in to say, how are you mentally doing?
Proper.
And usually 1 or 2 of them usually start cry because something not go on and then forget to them for call we and reach out. And then wait until it really, really get bad that them call we. And now we have to turn, you know, counsel and
Yeah, it's a safe,
everybody
a safe space of
space.
of
Yeah.
support. Right.
Right. So no, it's all we always tell them, no judgment.
Yes.
No judgment.
Because then it wouldn't
What
be
is
it
going
wouldn't be
on?
a safe
Then
space.
it wouldn't be safe
Yeah.
space. Right.
Okay.
No judgment. What is going on? How can we help?
Right.
You know? What is it that we can do?
Yeah, man.
And how can we help to rectify what is going on? And especially when they're having the kids and the postpartum depression coming.
Yeah.
Because we had one that was medicated, you know,
Oh.
heavily medicated. So we had to check in on her all the time. And even through the pregnancy, she kept getting cocktails through the pregnancy. So we had to make sure we checked in on her because she had the cocktail has strong drugs. So we had to check in on
People,
her
for
to make
those
sure
of
she's
you who
okay.
don't know, remember cocktail is a combination of substance or things. I know it's not found on a thing, but cocktail has only alcohol, but that's not. It's
Alcohol.
a cocktail of medicine, okay? So that's all I know. All right. But thank you for sharing, you know, Jay.
Yeah,
All
man, you're
right. Love and
welcome.
blessings, man, you know.
Yeah,
Respect,
man,
man. I
same to
love them
you.
little knowledge and, you know, people know what going on and thing. Big up
Yeah,
yourself, yeah?
man. Thank you.
All right.
All right, take care.
People. KJ, come here. Talking about check-in, you know. The boss there with me and thing and whatever. And you good? You all right?
All right.
Come say hello to TamFam. You know it, right?
I know.
All right. What you say? You know?
No.
Come say hello.
I didn't say hello.
Come right there.
Hello, guys.
Right?
My bad.
Yeah. Say hello to TamFam.
Hi. Hello.
Say, well, hi. You can look in the other one there and other one there, yeah? But just say hello, TamFam.
Hello, TamFam.
What do you mean? Hello? What do you mean? Hello?
It's 9:48. It's 9:48 p.m., bro.
And what happened? And
It's
what?
late.
What, and late? But you're not late for you to play a game.
That's
though,
not the
don't-
point.
Eh? What?
That's not the point.
What do you mean not the point? Me tell you,
That
tell
isn't the
TamFam.
point.
Yeah. So, all right now. Me want this, you know, you have to say your TamFam rate to know.
What is that?
Come on, man. Come on. Just do
No,
this.
dude.
No, man. Just say TamFam rate to know.
I don't know what that means.
No, you said me rate honor. You're saying you rate them. That is a Jamaican way of saying that you respect them, all right?
I
So
know that.
But what?
What do you think? It's I don't.
You know you weren't shy like this before.
Stupid.
You were fearless before, you know.
That's not the point, bro.
What's the point, bro?
That's not the point.
What's
That's
the
not
point?
the point, dude.
No,
That's not the point.
just do this.
No.
Just, all right. Well, TamFam, big up on yourself. Come on, man.
No.
You can't do this to me. You can't big up my people, them.
That's not.
Come on, man. All right, well, on, just say,
No.
TamFam, big up on yourself.
No.
But you're gonna leave me hanging like that.
I'm gonna leave you hanging like that.
All right, but you're good, though.
Yeah, I'm good.
Yeah,
though.
man, I'm there with me tonight because we got things to do tomorrow, right?
Yes.
That's right. We're going to do road tomorrow, right?
Yes.
Right, daddy and son, right?
Yeah.
Aww. I love you.
I love you too.
I love you more.
No, I love you more.
I love you more.
I love you more than you love me more.
All right, do me a favor. You could go back now and play. And when you're going, close the door for me, okay?
Okay.
All right. I'm glad you're here because I want to finish at 10:30 tonight. But every time I'm finishing at 10:30, they start acting up and want me to stay late, though. Right?
Okay.
I saw them go on. So now that you're there and them know, so I say I want done 10:30 to go hang out with my boy, with my younger son, and thing like that. You know, say I told me I tell her not try go around me, don't it? Don't it? Hey, I want you laugh. What?
No, you're stupid funny, dude.
I'm stupid funny, right?
You're too funny, dude.
No, but
You're funny.
No, but you know you're that.
You're so corny. It's funny, dude.
Oh, you mean I'm not a king of corniness? Don't
Yes.
you know that? Right?
Yeah, you stated that like
No, but
3 years ago, dude. You stated that like 3 years ago.
No, but your sister is I don't know, man. Your sister is kind of
No, she's catching up on you.
yeah with the
She's catching up on
corniness,
you,
though. Isn't she? Gotta love her though, no?
Or
And you'll always protect your little sister, though. Right?
right?
If any boy ever step to your little sister, what gonna happen?
Oh,
People,
wait,
you see my laugh,
Wait
sir?
here.
People, you see my laugh, sir?
Ah.
Don't get homey, man. Don't get homey, man.
What's wrong
I
with
tell you, you know. Them man, when they hear them man, I say, hey, don't you touch my sister. A different thing, you know, them boy I get.
No, that's not what I know.
Yeah,
no.
them man I get cold when them a defend him sister, you know, cause you don't know we teach him well, alright? So you know if you defend your brother and your sister, don't.
Okay.
Alright? Okay, alright. Go and handle your business and think. My soon done here.
Be gone now.
You're gone now. Say me gone now. Say it again.
No, bro.
Go no. Let's see, you boss a little part a while ago. No, say. All right, well, come here. All right, say it again. Say me gone now.
No.
I'm not in trouble. You just say that I'm going to let you go. All right, if you don't say it, I'm going to give you the tickle torture.
No, please.
No, hold on. No, you're not going to get this. Shh.
No, I feel.
Tell the people them say you've got the tickle torture before. Hold on, tell them you've got the tickle torture before, right?
No,
hold on.
No, please.
Hold on. Have you ever gotten the tickle torture?
Yes, I have.
And right, and then so you don't want it now, right?
No, I don't.
All right, then if you don't want it, just say, "My God, no."
Oh, my God, no. Oh, let me go. I said, let me go.
No, stop. Come on, say it, man. Say, "My God, no."
Oh, let me go now.
All right, good.
Let me go now. I'm gone now.
All right. Go on with your business. Close the door, okay?
Okay.
All right. And no noise out there.
Okay.
Watch ya.
Hold on, let me see if I can connect Raga. I don't know what I'm with this.
Hold on. But yeah, man, people. And more, the comments them burn up blind and lead blind. Yeah, yes, Benji. He say, yeah, from but me they just want to know which part me see it, you know. John know. But I don't know people. All this time I do it, you know. TikTok always I send over people or people send requests. But me not connect with them. I me not do that something there, you understand? Me just stay in my little corner because me can't manage them. Right? Me can't manage the people them over here. When them ready, hey, the people who watch the people them over here, all I know who watch the people them over here. When you notice there's an ongoing thing where people are friend, then them turn enemy, then big dirty cussing and war going on TikTok, then them not chat to nobody, then who are friend with the one they start cuss the other people them who are friend with the other person who them are war with, and then two people turn back friend, And after them turn back friend, somebody go cuss them because them turn back. I mean, people are being that going over here. And when them are cuss, you know, people, millionaire Greenland, anywhere you're there, somebody send me a video, you are cuss over here on TikTok, and I'm like, oh my God. A millionaire Greenland that? Yeah. So sitting there come out a millionaire Greenland mountain thing or whatever, man, and say, yes, she over here act like she shy and can't mash ants and whatever. And thing. The people ain't send me something, man. But January, you know, me too, me young at heart, you know. Me an old man, you know, but me young at heart, you know. Me say fun, but there's some things where, yeah, I can't, I'm too old for them, some of this. I can't. You know, the cussing and the war and the certain foolishness and whatever. I can't too feature them thing there in my life, right? You know, I can't manage them energy there. You see what I say? My thing not there, so. Yeah, with certain things, see? Right? Yeah, and when them a cuss over here, you know, be a sample sitting in them roll out with them. And send you up all about, you know, man. Yeah. Them thing that normal over here, man. You see it? Anyway, people, do remember to next week Saturday, not Saturday, I come the other Saturday, we are going up a upscale cannabis up in the Bronx there. Here's some want to know forward. All I know who want to know cannabis products, gummies or whatever, or the actual thing or whatever, who never come up there, all right? Never go into the address and thing. Upscale cannabis in the Bronx off Gun Hill Road. It's right at the corner of Gun Hill Road and where had a road the name again? Where, hold on, I need to get the address right now. I need to get the address right now. But next week Saturday up in the Bronx, see? Voila.
What's up, bro?
Don't say your name. Hundreds of people are here, so don't say your name, okay?
But I'm walking out of Yankee Stadium.
No, hold on, man. What the route upscale cannabis? What the corner Gun Hill Road and which road again?
Fenton Avenue.
What name?
Fenton, Fenton.
People, the corner Gun Hill Road and Fenton Avenue, upscale cannabis, you can't miss it. Liquid, you have to forward the next week Saturday. The whole owner, all who want, you know, no want a little gummy thing for go on, you know. I don't want to look something them and thing. Pretty One Queen, you have to forward. The whole owner have to come through next week Saturday. Me I go dead there in the afternoon from about 2 o'clock till about 6 o'clock on the forward, all right? Next week, Fenton Avenue and Gun Hill Road, right at the corner. Upscale cannabis. When you come in, I go dead the thing I go nice and proper. I go do a broadcast too from up the scene. Fenton Avenue, remember that. Let me tell you where it's near. Oh, no, know where the Golden Cross there? It's near to this, so. It's about 2 blocks from the Golden Cross or 1 block.
Yeah, about 2 blocks.
2 blocks from the Golden Cross. Right? Everybody know the Golden Cross on Gun Hill Road. Right, you know, where they're in front of the subway station, right? And it's the 2 blocks from this, so right at the corner, Fenton and Gun Hill Road, all right? Next week, Saturday, September the 5th. September the 5th. Right? Saturday, September the 5th in the afternoon. Ragashanti and the TamFam them there. One of us come out in a fullness and thing. And we are and that. Who I call the man Mr. Tony Bent. It's not Mr. Tony Bent on the name. I'm not going like you know who me attack to. Anyway, what you do at Yankee Stadium?
Chilling.
Eh?
I'm chilling, brother.
What that?
So, man, chill out. Watch a look at game with Yankees versus Houston.
Oh, okay. Yeah, watch baseball. All right. Anglia Banglia, all right?
Yeah, man. All right.
All right, cool. So, people, Next week, Saturday. And remember, me I tell you, I'm start a thing now when I go do outside broadcast, right? And do live. So if you want me, I'm going to organize everything and send it out. But if you want Ragashanti to do like a broadcast from your restaurant, link up, right? And this is business, okay? This is business, right? So if you want Ragashanti live for broadcast from your restaurant, link up. If you want to broadcast from your car wash, link up. From your business, link up. We're ready for work, okay? All right? So we're going to do this. We'll kick off this next week, Saturday. Not Saturday coming, but the other one. Wait, today I was the 25th. But the other Saturday, seeing, one of those come in, man, and make we enjoy. We say, Raga need building number, not cross streets. When I need building number, not cross street. Listen to me. When I just follow what I say, man. Don't bother worry about the building number. When I say the corner of Fenton and Gunhill Road, it's literally at the corner of Fenton and Gunhill Road. But I guess for no, well, you know, some nothing. For no right name, the phone GPS on the need the building number, though. No, man, I know. All right, hold on. Yeah, you know, man, them need if it only need if a GPS. I call his ass again, man. No, in on that train line. But what is the number on Fenton?
3042.
3042, 3042.
3042 Fenton.
Yeah, 3042 Fenton. All right, then. Big up yourself.
Yeah.
So, people, it's 3042 Fenton. 3042 Fenton. Right? And that is at the corner. Yeah, 3042 Fenton. Fenton Avenue or Fenton Road or whatever. 3042 Fenton. See? That is Saturday, the 5th of September. The day before my birthday. All right? So, yeah, and someone who I say, no one know how to send me certain things for my birthday. Somebody want to send me some Baileys. You know, woman, I refuse Baileys. I mean, say Baileys, okay, don't open the buckle door. All right, if the buckle open, I don't want it. No, I'm talking that joke. Somebody do that one time. Somebody have said, she bring me some Baileys, and when I look on it, the buckle warm. So I say, you know me, you know, I'm tactful when I'm supposed to be, you know. So I'm like, I think perhaps you made a mistake here because the bottle is open. And she said, no, I never drink it before, you know, so I just wanted to know what it tastes like. So I opened it and throw it some, but I just throw it a little bit. Don't worry about it. So I said, okay. She said, don't worry about it. A little bit mature and whatever. I'm like, okay. Boom. She probably a year now, me not care. When she got me dash with that. You mad? Me dash with that. Good dash with two and whatever. Dash away. You can't give me Baileys in a buckle and tell me about your throat, some man. Mixup, September 5th for your birthday, I lie. Mixup. Come in, Mixup. We want to see you up there, up at the Bronx, you know? Yeah, nice lady too, you know, big man too and whatever, you know, but there's some people who do some things and them don't mean anything by it, but it's just like so unusual, you know? You're like, and you realize them don't know. So I'm not arguing, I'm not love argue and explain. The only time me explain I'm when I'm on the show. But I'm not in the bully part explaining and argue, right? Men, listen to me. Young youth and thing in the game, listen to me. No care how woman ask you a whole heap of questions and thing. Answer the question them, right? Answer the question them. But in the first 3 months of your relationship especially, don't explain too much to woman, right? It's a sign of weakness. Some of them don't even understand it, but them feel it. If you explain too much, all right, take it from the old G I tell you, don't explain yourself too much to woman. You hear me I say? Right? Just explain just as much as you need for explain. Right? And if you make she work out stuff, or she fill in the blanks, whether or not she wrong or she right, make she fill in the blanks. And she go wrong or she right, but you want to get the woman in that exercise there where she wonder, what you really think about so and this and that. When sometimes a woman like man, and the woman like a man, you know, and the man just love explain and turn her off. All right? But you still have to, can't talk enough for set yourself apart, make sure love to hear what you say and your knowledge, you know? Sit now, whatever, you know them look over there? Yeah, woman like them something them, right? Four-star, my name Mr. Explainer. Yeah, you can go and explain no. See, Speng G I tell you there. You know what if I explain and thing, right? You see, when you not explain too much, you come over like you don't care in a good way. That's one thing. In a good way, it's important. In a good way. 2, you come over self-assured. You say what you say, and that's it. Now, sometimes women explain that to you, because they may push you and I say, what go on, and them a go on. But women, them appreciate a man, you know, who can state him situation, state him claim, state him expectation, state his interpretation or assessment of what go on, or state his objective and thing, and left it right there, so left it up to she. If she want to kick up and go on, she kick up and go on. Right? And men, well, I want a relative, but still, nobody trace with woman here. No trace and argue with woman. All when them a drape you on that, answer me. I want to cuss me say, Ray. Nobody trace and argue with woman. Yeah. Right? At the end of the day, you know, remember, you know, your first priority with woman, you know, is not our pum-pum, it's not our looks, it's not she if you have this and that with your body, is not. Your first priority is to make a woman respect you. Yeah? Remember that, yeah? Your first priority is to make a woman respect you. That is your first priority. And we are talking about relationship, you know, we are talking about everything. If you're just having fun, yeah, that's a different something that, you know. If you're just having fun, she knows she get out tight, you know you get out tight. I want to just have fun. Don't pressure her beyond the fun. If I this all day, and she enough to pressure you beyond the fun, all right? But outside of that, you know, if you juggle with her and whatever and thing, your first priority is respect, right? Remember that. And then you will now for establish and sustain / maintain respect and thing. Yeah, it's a bunch of things there, so, you know. But even a respect thing, there are something that's for just like, you know, to preserve for your interest only. Women want that too, right? For most women, you know, no care how much money a man give her, no care how good looking him is and all them something there, you know. For most women, you know, them don't feel good, you know. If a man who them not respect, you know, coming at them front, you know. And when them still do it because them deaf a while or whatever, or them I true them want this or that, them not enjoy. Most women Some women don't care. As long as they might get where them want. Like, them want this and that from the man and fine. Boom. They might get it and if them can't do it, don't give them, don't give. But if them have to give them, give. Because they might get where they want and, you know, boom. But outside of that, listen what me I tell them, man. 99% of women do not enjoy. I give them front to a man who them no respect. You don't care what are the other elements to make up the relationship or the interaction. Women are like that. Right? So you want a woman to feel good when you're not, when she's there around you to say, yeah, that man have worthy on my front. You understand? Right? Woman are like a man have like this dysfunctionality about him or a awful, disgusting thing about him or she really not rate her or whatever. And then she end up at do it and she do it because, you know, well, because him want it or whatever, but she don't really enjoy it. You know, most women cannot enjoy intimacy with a man who them no respect. Even when them still choose to do it for certain reason them do it, but if them not respect him, not respect him. So it's not even about you alone. You know, you want the woman to feel good. Say, yo, you deserve to go between her legs. You understand? I say, yeah, what will heap a look at thing, you know? But when I look at thing, we share look at gems and thing and whatever. When I look at thing, you must be so self-assured that you not explain yourself in a overly detail and thing and whatever. I look at Bridget and thing and I say, but Raga, when I listen to you, the thing with you explain to me. I said, nah, them time them I do my show, me I entertain, me I teach, me a different thing that. But say you can't pre me them way there and thing when me I do my show. Right? But say me talk about enough thing for my show where more talk about if me and a woman a juggler, me a look her or she or whatever this. No, this is a show. That's like saying, you know, but you teach a class and you say so and so and so, but yeah, you're teaching a class. That's different from when you're dip on the road or whatever. You understand? So I explain here. People come here to hear me explain, because people say, Raga, me love when you explain things because I understand it. Although I didn't know about it before, just to hear you explain it, it just sound, yeah, people like that something from me. So to your brethren, or if there's anybody else who I say, but Raga, you explain and think, when me I do the show, me not look nobody. Right? You understand? When me I do the show, me and nobody na juggler or whatever. Me I do my show. Yeah. Yeah. See, Speng say read the same thing. To see the Speng is a reader man too, you know. Okay, you see it? Big up all of the reader man, them a we say read. Okay. But yeah, back to the yeah, respect your first priority. Once you establish a respect something, them man, you're there, and it's no guarantee for say other things are gonna run or whatever, but once you have that something there in place, it set the stage for it increase the likelihood of the establishment of other things, you know, and things like that. But yeah, and part of, you know, establishing respect is you have to be able to walk away. Yeah, when you deal with that woman, you have to make her know, say, you prioritize her, you value her, and that she's special. But you can walk her from her at any point. And again, don't get it twisted. A woman will test you with them something, then I tell you, say, after you don't love me, and you just walk with someone, whatever this, don't follow them. Don't follow them when they say so. Don't follow them. And if a woman come test you, them look weird, just tell her, say, yeah, if I walk with me, I go walk with. If you go in any foolishness, I go walk with. Oh, so you there and think and say you love me and this and that and whatever, and you can't walk with, so. Yeah, and if it's up to you, say, that's like saying, you can do anything in the world that would make me walk away. You know? And if a woman says something like that, they say, no, you're not. So I tell you straight, of course you can't do certain things in the world. Certain things will make me walk away. Yeah, you have to make a woman know that. And you have to mean it, because if you fake it, the real gamers never know if you fake it and you just run up your mouth. You know, woman said, Chat him a chat up in mouth, man. He can't do without this. You know, some of the woman on the round man who's there, so don't. I know not friend. Me don't even pay him the mind when he run up in mouth about Walker. Walker from what? The front I hold him. Walker from the good treatment when me and give him. Walker from no girl can't treat him like how me treat him. Me hear down to the talk so. When the talk say when I have man lock and the man I run up them mouth, but you get me left you know whatever. Y'all know when you have a man lock them in and them run up in mouth. Men, women know. They know. No care what you say, them know the man, them who run up your mouth and this and that. You ever come back at this. Right? And they also know the man who treat them good, love them good, prioritize them, make them special. But if them fuck themselves, that man gone. They know those men too. Most women know. So don't even try to fake it. You have to dead in a real. And woman will know. I hear the thing. They care when them telling them respect that, here. Them respect that. Right? Now, when me had said to your door, them thing you like first 6 months a relationship and them something there, you know. Our first year, our first 6 months. For the most part. Once you know your relationship, you're 4 or 5 years and them thing there, whatever. You pass them thing there, you know. For example, like women in a relationship long time, them love it that them man is always available to them, right? Them not get tired of that. Because always available usually coincide with reliable and dependable, right? When women in a long relationship, those things become the most important thing. Your reliability, your availability, your dependability. She knows say, that man they always there for me. Worse if you just all take care of certain things without she say certain things or whatever. Yeah, loyalty, yeah, you know. But if you just date a woman in her first 6 months or whatever, and as she sneeze, you did a back her pee cluck, and you're always available like you don't have nothing for doing in her life and all them something or whatever. Like you don't have a purpose outside of you or whatever. You don't even make she miss you and thing. And I say, you know, anytime she say, come on, you that over there, quick a clock or whatever. That woman them start style you, you know. Yeah, man, them will start style you and thing or whatever. You know? Right? Women funny, you know. Right? A lot of women are weird sometimes, you know. You know, women are weird, you know. A woman want a man who for make women love attention and for feel special from them man when they like, you know, them love them something, you know. But if you come over with too much attention, like you make her the center of your world and all them something there, whatever, women get tired of them things, them man. They're like, go do something though. What you do? Go do your work, go do something. Like, go hang out somewhere, go. Like, me call and ask you where you're dead or something and thing. Right? So all I'm saying is, it kind of help if you just naturally like what I'm saying as opposed to faking it. Because if you fake it, woman will say to him, you fake it and I go on like this and that. See, the way you say Samantha, I am Dahlia McLeod said, not every woman. Certainly not. There's nothing I'm saying applies to every woman. Nothing I'm saying applies to every woman. I'm generalizing. Generalizing doesn't mean anytime somebody I generalize, it doesn't apply to everybody. It means that it is shared significantly in the group. So it is accurate to say Jamaicans love rice and peas. It certainly doesn't mean that every Jamaican love rice and peas, because some don't. It's accurate to generalize and say Jamaicans love mango. It certainly doesn't mean that every Jamaican love mango. And I show you me I do, I hear people come on them say, I don't eat mango, I don't like mango. Mango is ill, which is strange to me. I can't believe you're a self-respecting Jamaican and you don't like mango. But yeah, people who don't eat mango, right? It's accurate to say Jamaicans eat curry goat. It's a generalization, but not every Jamaican eat curry goat. Yeah, but if a Jamaican we don't even eat meat. So nothing I'm saying applies to every woman. So every sometimes I say something and people I said, not everybody. Well, certainly so. Cheryl Bless, what you not like? You not like mango? Cheryl Bless was one of them people who said she don't eat mango, though. Cheryl, you don't eat mango, though. Speng, Anglia businessman, because you have to do road a morning, you know. All right, cool. See there, baby girl Jay says she don't eat mango. Like, that don't even make any sense to me. What you mean you don't eat mango? How somebody if you don't eat mango? Rosemary Blake, I don't eat rice and peas or curry goat. Lord Jesus, me have to pray for you, you know. No, man, me have to pray for you, yo. Kalia girl, yeah, me feel bad for them too. Me don't understand how, me don't know mango. Me don't know, me don't get the mango thing. Oh, nobody can eat mango. Delia McLeod, Raga, first time on your show, and me eat meat, Raga. Big up yourself, yes, Delia. Oh, you mean? Project Nash, people when they eat mango or plantain need Jesus. Me agree, yeah. Them need some divine intervention, something wrong with them. Them need some strong prayer. Tal says she not eat sweet sap or sour sap. That we can make pass, but not mango. I know people who don't eat sweet sap. Sweet sap nice, you see. People, the way of mango special to Jamaicans, for those of you who don't know, you know. It's the only fruit that bring groups together for say, come as a group, we're going to eat mango together. Or as a family, we're going to just eat a whole heap of mango together. It's the only fruit Jamaicans relate to. So. It's the only fruit Jamaicans will arrange some sort of group event to just eat mango. You will never hear Jamaicans say, all right, come and go together as a group and we're going to eat banana. Or come together as a group and we're going to have an orange eating thing. It's just another thing. It happens sometime, but it's not a thing, right? It may happen like, you know, like say some, let me see which fruit. You have people say, no, we get some Neesberry and we do all we go drink Neesberry together, right? So Jamaicans will do that, you know, but it's not a thing for groups to eat Neesberry, you know, yeah? But Neesberry are one of them fruit that people with us come together and eat Neesberry, you know? But you're not find that with banana, you're not find that with orange. It's like, and Jamaicans eat orange. Jamaicans love orange, but it's not, you never find like a fun group gathering to eat orange. But mango, all over Jamaica, man. It's like families eat mango together, our group eat mango together, and it's like a fun time of unity and bonding and whatever. I eat mango. Like mango have that status there, you know? Blessed say maybe sugarcane. Yeah. People come together with sugarcane. But again, it's not a thing to say, well, I'm going to eat cane. Well, Blessed is a good point, you know, because, yeah, me say a whole heap of group eating of sugarcane, yeah. But it still not reach a level of mango. But me see a whole heap of group eating a sugar cane. You know, people always want the bottom of the cane, the sweetest part, and all them something there, whatever. Yeah, cause people, Jamaicans will sit down and eat enough cane, man. Craigton said jelly cork not. Not as a group. It's not a thing for sit down and eat a bunch of jelly as a group. They do it with cane, mango a lead, jackfruit. No. You'll find, people come, but it's not a thing for all across the nation for Jamaican come as a group and eat jackfruit. In fact, jackfruit is never as common as mango in Jamaica. Let me say that again. Jackfruit is never as common as mango in Jamaica. Guinea as a group, nah, not as a group. Like come together, everybody eat Guinea. Apples might be, our Jamaican apples, Not orange, Karen. Nope. Nope. Yep, no. Jamaicans don't come together as a group. So we don't ever go eat orange together. Melon. Yeah, but it still not reach mango level. Plum, still not reach mango level. And it have to be Jamaicans now come together and eat the regular little round green plum them and thing. It's funny, if Jamaicans are come together and I go eat plum, it have to be the red and yellow one them, but them call them one day, them plum there, and them plum that them use. Them not use the the more common little green one where sometimes get brown and thing. Star apple as a group. Baba fruit with that part. I don't know you're gonna aki and solve. A fruit we are talking about. Star apple. Yeah, but the thing is, star apple no common, Right? Star apple no common, Star apple no common like mango. Right? Star apple no common like mango. Yeah, man, star apple very seasonal. Well, mango seasonal too, but we talk about Guinea already, man, so good. June plum as a group? No. Not as a group. Not as a group. June plum, not as a group. Neesberino, as a group. Yeah, it's a thing amongst Jamaicans to come together and eat neesberry as a group. But again, it's nowhere near as popular as mango. Cashew. No, it's more peanut, more peanut. Sweet sap, not as a group. Melon, maybe, melon as a group. Mr. Jamaicans eat melon as a group, But none of them, mango are the thing, man. Mango are lead, man. You can pile up a whole heap of mango and just have slap with mango so and then sitting there, whatever, and thing like that. And a be a joker, gay and family just a bond together and them something there, Nice. A mango a lead, man. Anyway, again, people, I want to know again, 3042 Fenton, right? 3042 Fenton next week, Saturday afternoon and thing, right? Upscale cannabis and thing. I want to know forward. 30. Yeah, Fenton Avenue in the Bronx, all right? 3042 Fenton Avenue. Right, see, right at the corner of Fenton Avenue and Gun Hill Road, all right? Next week, Saturday, one day, them forward and thing. See? We is gonna be there. Nice time and all these things, done. People, big up on yourself and do remember we're gonna line up that thing there for Steely Bashman. We're gonna have a party over, we have a crisscross party I come up to over big yard. We have these events coming up, you know. Right? Line up for myself, you know. Alright. We'll have these events coming up. It's gonna happen, yo. See? Oh. Alright. Right, Mr. Boo. Mr. Boo, you're forward, if you're forward, you know. And people again, you know, I'm a brethren, him have a brand new dispensary, so it's cannabis products, so you could get a little gummies thing that you'll consume in the privacy of your own space and all these things, all right? And you can get other things cannabis related. It's all legal, right? Of course, you know that New York State has legalized it and so forth. And you get him have him license and everything and whatever. His license displayed on the door is required by law, right? I think. Nessa, what's wrong with you? Eh? Nessa? Nessa tries. What's wrong with you? Eh? Nessa, man, old man. Just cool, man. That's a easy going kickback old man. You see what I'm saying? There's something there, you know? Yeah. All right, people. Blessings and respect, man. Oh, you're most welcome, Verbal, and thank you for sharing. You know, thank you for sharing, and educating us, and you know, emphasizing that point to the ladies that if they happen to be going to postpartum depression, that you know, particularly if it gets severe, that they should reach out and don't be bashful about saying, I'm going through this and I just want some help, you know? Pretty one, queen, big up yourself, you know. All right, Miss Boo, big up, man. Sham, what go down? You good? And people, anyone out who can come Steely Bashman something on the forward. I do remember that the Thailand trip is on also in December. The Thailand trip is on for those of you who want to do the Thailand trip. All right, TamFam Travel, the Thailand trip, that's on also, okay? In December. We're leaving December 1st, and we'll be back here. Well, we're leaving there on December 12th, and we'll get back here on December 13th, okay? So I need to let you all know 12/1 to 12/12 CBS. All right, 12/1 to 12/12. Well, we leave, for the Thailand trip, we leave on December 1st, but we reach there on December 2nd. 4 days in Bangkok, and then on the 5th day, we travel on to Phuket. And we'll do another 4 days in Phuket. Then we leave Phuket, and we reach back here. Nessa tries. I have you on YouTube and on TikTok. Oh, look at you, Nessa. You have me everywhere, though. And Nessa, I can't do me so. You just have me over here, so, and then have me over there, so, and things like that, though. I make you angle me, so, Nessa. You just have me, so you have me. Take time with me, no. Okay? Oh, dear. Going in March to Thailand in March. Okay, it's all good. Everywhere, Nessa. Big up yourself, man. Everything is everything. All right, people. Straight blessings and things seen. Have a great night. And ladies, All on we know it's enough on the one can't drop asleep. On a rub out a one round pound own and thing, and that will help on the sleep. It's okay. Don't feel bad about it. It's okay. That's all right. Okay? So don't feel guilty when you finish or anything. That's all right. That's a potent example of self-reliance, okay? You take care of yourself, all right? Everything is everything, all right? People miserable say, for real, stop talking my business, no? Good. People, Christina said 2 rounds. 2 rounds of the rose. Somebody said, you know too much, you know. Yeah. Same thing you do, Raga. No, man, you know. No, man. Yeah, when me younger, me used to kill it. Yeah, not anymore. Lanoy. All right, people sleep good, okay? Well, like, you know, my boy is here, my younger son is here with me and thing. We have a little appointment in our marriage, you know, so we are do road. I'm not start school. Well, really start classes next Monday. Monday I come, so quality time I spend with the general, you know. All right. Take care of yourself, people, all right? Blessings and respect. Cool. Marguerite Samuels, you want information on the trip to Thailand, right? The Thailand or Jamaica? I'm going to put up some things about the Jamaica tomorrow. Marguerite Samuels, Thailand or Jamaica? Let me know. Which one you're talking? Steely Party in Jamaica or my trip to Thailand? Let me know. Okay, folks. Good night, good night, good night, good night, good night. Thailand. All right, Marguerite. I'll see if I can send you some stuff, okay? All right. Love and blessings, man. Cool. Good night, folks. Good night, YouTube.